Hello, everyone. Welcome into the stream. Hope you guys are all having an incredible Saturday so far. We're in for a crazy one today. It's just like a Crumbl cookie. It's going to be nice, short, and sweet. We're going to be trying out some Crumbl cookies, and then we're going to be playing some Roblox karaoke right after. But how is everyone doing today? Mic check. How am I sounding? Yeah, it's looking good. Get Crumbl on. What even are Crumbl cookies? Yeah, it's an American thing. I don't know if it's in any other countries, but it's this crazy cookie brand that is essentially the battle pass of cookies. So every week they drop like a brand new lineup of cookies at each of the stores nationwide. So each week there's like a new lineup of cookies that you can choose. Kind of like the Fortnite Battle Pass. And you get them, and they are huge. We'll be watching a video soon. One, to like give a little background on Crumbl cookies, because this is my first time like really trying them myself. But they're crazy. They're also huge. Like, the cookies are this big. Let me show y'all what the box looked like. Mind you, this is for 6 cookies. This is for 6 cookies right here. And there's not a lot of space left in the box. Like, that's at least 2 Trevrexy heads put side by side, just for scale. It's crazy. But how much does a cookie even cost? So for this 6-pack, it was $30 including tip. We drove to the store to pick it up this morning at like 9:30. So you like put in the time you want to pick it up. Like you can put the pickup order up to 3 days in advance. Put the time slot. We walked in through the door before we could even say hi. They were like, "Trevor, right? This is for you, right?" They run it like the Navy. All right, but I think it's time. What we're gonna do first, let me turn off this Animal Crossing music, is we're gonna watch a little video, get some background, see, learn a little bit more about Crumbl cookie. Also give some time for my stomach to get settled from after eating a breakfast bagel sandwich. So we're gonna watch this Crumbl cookie, how he built a cookie company that brings in $1 billion a year.
Elevate your
GG, bud. You're not getting an ad off me. Boom.
You think of hype. What do you think about when you think of hype? Well, what about cookies?
I never imagined in my wildest dreams that we would do over $1 billion in sales.
Yo, I see you on Phil. Welcome in on TikTok, Phil.
With over 980 stores across the U.S.
Yeah,
and
each one is a bunch of
international
calories.
locations, Crumbl
Welcome
has
in,
quite
Trevor Music
literally
Man.
taken over the world.
As I get older and as I build this company, I realize more and more everything that we do is really just something that anyone can do.
Founded in 2017 by Jason
why are they
McGowan
looking at us
and
like
Sawyer
that?
Hemsley, the brand has figured out its secret formula. Yes, it's chocolate.
Educational Trevrexy indeed. I love giving like background before we do streams like these instead of just hopping in. We need to understand the historical context. Trevor Music Man, I know you got a Crumbl cookie in there, yeah? You can get some too while I eat these. They are zombies. Yeah, they do look like zombies. They're like
Recipe, but also its recipe for creating buzz. From its weekly rotating menu to its iconic pink box, Crumbl has mastered the art of leaving its customers
Is that a
wanting
lime
more.
on the cookie?
In the fashion industry, they really came up with this idea of these drops, and it's an idea that we use in our business, and it creates that hype, it creates that excitement, and it also creates some scarcity because you can only have that cookie for that week.
There are 3 numbers to watch out for in Crumbl's story. 68,000, the amount that Jason personally invested into starting Crumbl.
Wow.
300 million, the amount of cookies Crumbl says it sold in 2022.
Oh
and
my
1
God.
billion, the amount Crumbl brought in 2022.
Good heavens.
This is founder effect.
My name is Jason McGowan. I'm the co-founder and
Hi, Jason.
CEO of a cookie company called Crumbl. I'm actually originally from Canada. I came here to the United States. I slept on my friend's floor. I just came with an entrepreneurial dream and wanting to build a better life for myself here in America.
Prior to starting Crumbl, Jason worked in technology at companies like Ancestry.
Before Crumbl, I was all about technology. I loved building things that were digital. I made that decision to kind of leave the tech world and go into cookies really after the first store opened and we started seeing a lot of success. I remember watching as families came in to try these cookies and I thought, my whole career I've been trying to bring people together. Is it possible that the solution is actually not a digital technology, but is it cookies?
This is Sawyer.
I know, I was just thinking that, Ghost. The leap from tech to making a cookie company is insane. Like, you'd think the CEO would have a little bit more of a background in baking. So we'll see. We are going to be rating all the cookies and see if they do live up to the hype.
Hemsley, co-founder and chief brand officer of Crumbl.
I'm not biased, I
Sawyer
promise.
is my
This is not
wife's
sponsored.
cousin. Originally, we didn't know each other that well, but I did business with him before and I invested into one of his companies and it didn't work out. Ultimately, he had such good character. I thought, if I ever get the chance to work with this guy, I need to do that.
My role here at Crumbl Cookies, I have the pleasure of maintaining and developing the cookies every week. And I also am in charge of all the visual, creative branding needs for the concept and company.
I just know this guy runs it like the Navy. I could see him, like, if someone was like working on making the cookie from scratch based off of his, if it didn't work out, he would like slap him across the face. He's like, "What are you? An idiot cookie sandwich."
4 ounces, I think, is the way to go.
In 2017, Jason and Sawyer teamed up and came up with the idea of starting a cookie company. With no experience in baking, they started experimenting with hundreds of recipes.
I had a full-time job. Sawyer was going to school, so we would kind of get together late at night and whatever time we could to just keep making these cookies and then taste testing them. We would change that
crazy.
one thing, like the milk chocolate chips versus semi-sweet. Which one would be better? And we had no shame. We would go to gas stations and friends and family, and we'd present 2 cookies, and we'd say, which one tastes better?
It's really good.
And every single family member that we had at the time said, you guys are crazy. I think it was about 4 or 5 months that it took us to really make one
Crumbl Cookie
cookie.
Live, Seeker ZK, you made it just in
We
time.
did everything backwards that you should do in a business. We thought, let's do a business together. And then we came up with a product. Then we bought the equipment. And then we started making the products.
That same year, Jason and Sawyer stumbled across a building in Logan, Utah. This building became the first ever Crumbl location.
We realized that it was set to be demolished in 6
Imagine working at a gas station and 2 dudes walk up like, "Eat this." Would y'all? If you guys were working the graveyard shift at like 2 or 3 a.m. and a guy comes in with 2 cookies and saran wrap, will you eat it? At that point, you might as well. Like, you're working at a gas station at 2 or 3 in the morning. Like, what do you have to lose? Right? I would. It's like, all right, spice up my night. If this is poisonous, I can cook up some concoction with the prescription drugs we have here in the aisle. Mom taught me about stranger danger. That's fair, that's fair. Oh, my life. Like, if I don't eat it, they'll kill me. If I do, I might get killed. Yeah, so it's like 100% chance of getting killed or 50%. No, you might get roofied. Yeah, that is a potential. That is a possibility, Trevor Music Man. Like, you should try this delicious cookie. It's not going to make you feel weird at all. It's going to feel real good. I hope they were good.
months. It was kind of almost an intrigue because we're like, we have no
Why is Domino's Pizza there? Is this like a collab?
idea if this business is going to work. This could be really fun. Maybe this will...
Yo, imagine the Domino's Crumbl cookie collab, where it's like a regular sugar cookie, just with like marinara sauce baked on top, a sprinkle of cheese, and some chocolate chips on top. Thoughts on this?
be the perfect solution for us, and we negotiated it down to around $800 a month. I was like, okay, let's go for it. And so after we negotiated, that's how we got the building. Early on in Crumbl, we decided to self-fund it. I invested $68,000 into the business as seed capital to get us started and going. Everything else from that has been self-funded from the success of the business.
Within Crumbl's first 2 years in business, Sawyer and Jason were able to open more than 15 locations.
Eventually, we opened up our first franchise location.
I'm so glad we don't have the s'mores cookie that they just showed, because that looks like it would give me crazy dry mouth. I would need like 5 glasses of water to recover.
And this was store number 3. As we opened that location, we had a ton of cookies on the menu. The doors were just flooded with people, and lines were just wrapped around the corner. We were
I've only tried one
to
key.
keep up with all the flavors.
I've only had like a few bites of a double chocolate cookie.
Like, I drove all this way.
None of the other flavors.
We sat down, we said, you know, out of every hard time in life, there's always an opportunity to think about how can we do this better? We came up with the idea of, what if we just rotate the flavors? Let's just drop them right on a Sunday where people can't get them. They'll be super excited to be talking about what flavors they want. And it allows us to continue to build and grow. And that's how the rotating menu was born. And that just changed everything.
You might be onto something, Seeker ZK. Because look at the size of these cookies. You can't get like 4 cookies without getting a nice glass of unbranded water from Crumbl Cookie. It's a pyramid scheme.
In our business.
It's to help big water and big chocolate milk.
Elevate your trading.
GG. Not getting a free ad off of me. Not getting a free ad. This is pretty interesting. I'm glad it's pretty interesting, Trevor Music Man. Oh, stop. Go back.
Today, Crumbl works with over 500 franchise partners worldwide.
Damn.
The franchising was really born out of a need to give a family member one of our locations. And then as the friends and family stores started opening and we started seeing more and more success, that's when we realized, oh wow, this could not be just a Utah thing or a family thing.
Yeah, it's literally a sell a problem and solution
and at that
company.
moment, we said we're gonna go all in.
In October of 2018, Crumbl came out with its own in-house app, which helps streamline the customer
which we used to acquire our cookies today.
experience.
When you're done eating the cookies, you can rate how the cookies were. Or even before you're done eating the cookies, you can take a picture and send them to us. And so that lets us see across the nation, how's the quality in every single store. We can measure that quality, see changes or iterations that we need to do to fix the quality. I think another huge reason for our success is listening to the customer. And
Yeah, I just noticed that, Seeker ZK. So they opened more stores to Nepo baby a family member in. Yeah. I mean, like, the CEO didn't even lie. He was like, yeah, we just wanted to give our family some more jobs, so we opened up some more stores.
Most businesses, when you go into an R&D kitchen, you come up with some ideas, maybe you have people taste a little bit, and then you launch your product. Well, what we do is we actually put them into 50 test store locations throughout the nation, and they all taste them, and they give us feedback, and that feedback gets circulated back to our R&D team, and they perfect the product even more. And then we launch the product nationwide. Ooh. So really, a huge part of our success is leveraging our audience, talking to our customers, listening to them when they suggest ideas on social media. We actually listen.
Crumbl has also gained major traction online with over 16 million followers across.
Look at that Letterman jacket. That is so cute. I kind of want to work at Crumbl corporate now just to get the Crumbl class of 2025. Look at that.
Its social media platforms. Shortly after the company launched its rotating menu, the hashtag Crumbl Review went viral on TikTok.
All right, we're at Crumbl trying the Tres Leches.
Just the right amount of pumpkin, just the right amount of frosting.
We were heavy in social media right from the beginning, watching TikTok and all these videos and really leaning into it and highlighting those people that were tasting our cookies and sharing their reviews. And as we did that, it just exploded.
With Jason's tech background and Sawyer's marketing prowess, the cousins grew Crumbl from a...
What was the...
With Jason's tech background and Sawyer's marketing prowess...
Why is he looking at us like that? What is the point of this shot? I'm sorry. I had to go off the rails a little bit. He's like... Oh my god. He looks like a character from Outlast. He's just locked in on this ball game.
with,
Shit.
the cousins grew Crumbl from a hometown bakery into a real-world unicorn company that brings in over $1 billion a year.
When you start growing a business, there's all kinds of different degrees when you go to different stages of the company. The very beginning, it's me and Sawyer running around, doing the deliveries, answering customer service, trying to come up with the next great cookie. But as you get bigger and bigger, it's a different kind of business. It's how you can service your franchise partners. We got to align all of us. So now you have not a few entrepreneurs, you have 1,000 entrepreneurs.
Oh, that's
so there's
cute.
tons of
They have
ideas
like little
and different ways you
nicknames
can
for
move
each of the
business.
study
And
rooms.
of course, as you get bigger and bigger and more successful, there's all kinds of
And everything. Galaxy Brownie? I want the Galaxy Brownie.
critics start coming out. And our solution is to focus on the positive. What customers love our products, and how can we surprise and delight and satisfy those customers? Being a CEO or an owner of a business is always hard on mental health because, at the end of the day, you're the last one. You're the one that has to make the decisions. If something's not working, the buck stops ultimately at the top. So although I'm at work and spending a lot of time in making sure I'm building this business, how I keep grounded is spending time with my family. That's important, and even more important than the business. I never would have imagined that Crumbl would be a unicorn company. In 2022, we had our first year of billion-dollar yearly system-wide sales, and we have to pinch ourselves. As you scale fast, you're gonna have a lot of successes, and you're gonna have some learnings too. For us, we feel
Y'all better pay your employees like crazy. I don't know if y'all remember the Moonbeam ice cream Crumbl cookie trend, where people like Benson Boone released Moonbeam ice cream. They made a Crumbl cookie based off of it. And people would just come in with their cell phones like this, pointed at the employees, and they would sing, "Can I get the Moonbeam ice cream? Taking off your blue jeans, ramen at the movies." And then the employees would just have to deal with that like a few times a day. I hope they all got bonuses during that
we've
time
hit
of
that
year.
point where we've succeeded in the United States, and we'll scale back our growth and it will start expanding internationally. So as we go to Canada and to the UK, that's where a lot of our growth will come, is international.
Crumbl also plans to expand its dessert offerings in the future.
I think he's stunned from having to raise all those children. It can put you in a death trance. Yeah, that's a lot of kids that the CEO has. I mean, I guess he can afford it.
In January of
since he's a
2024, it launched its first non-cookie item called the Cinnamon Square.
Wow.
One of the biggest lessons that I've learned from starting Crumbl is just to get started. Whether you don't have a mixer yet or you don't have a recipe for a cookie, you just get started. You start doing things, you start moving. I think action in the early stage is what's really, really important to success, just to move. I hope that people look back at Crumbl and say, this is a company that allowed us to create meaningful moments with those who matter most.
Yeah, how many kids was that again? Let me find it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 kids. And counting. That is insane. That's cheaper by the dozen. She's probably named key lime pie Crumbl cookie, birthday cake cookie, molten lava cake cookie, lemon zest cookie, mint chocolate chip cookie, pink velvet cookie, and chocolate sundae cookie. All right, well, I think it's time, my friends. Without further ado, let's bust out the cookies. Let me get some vibey Animal Crossing music going while we try these. Honestly, nah. We could just chat. We don't need some music going on. So, let me bust out the cookies. I gotta set the mood. If you know, you know. This is a special occasion, so I like to light this candle for any special occasion streams. Beautiful. To just set the vibe for eating some Crumbl cookies together. Put it just right here. Perfect. All right. So I got some milk here because we're gonna need it in between trying all these cookies. Just in my Murphy cup right here. Probably the best mug I've ever gotten. The candle scent, I don't know what the candle scent is. I got it in like a little prize raffle at work. Let me check the bottom. What is it? Oh, it's vanilla. How quaint. How perfect for this stream. It's a vanilla scented candle. So it's going to pair perfectly with the cookies. All right, we got the Murphy milk. And we have the 6 cookies in the box here. So we're going to... Obviously, I'm not going to eat all of each cookie because then I'm going to Ralph on stream, which would be very clippable, but probably not fun to watch. So let me open up the box. We're going to rate each of the cookies on 3 factors. It's going to be presentation. There's going to be taste, obviously. And there's going to be wow factor. Like, is this cookie as a whole, is it just blowing my mind? And we're going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5 booms per our BFFs, the Costco guys. So without further ado, let me just open up the box for you guys so you can see. Just see the roadmap of what we're working with today. We got the Crumbl cookie box. Let's crack it open. Beautiful. Trying to get the best angle. Let me see if I can even grab the camera. Wait, look at this. These are the 6 cookies that we're working with today. We'll do them one by one, but they are massive. They are absolutely huge. So we've got the molten lava cake, the birthday cake. We have a double chunk chocolate cookie for the Costco guys. That's right, Katie, welcome in. We are trying the double chunk chocolate cookie. We got the chocolate Reese's peanut butter swirl. We have a chilled pumpkin pie cookie, which looks incredible. And then we also have another birthday cake, Riff, which is the secret cookie at the location I went to. So I think we should start out with the classic double chunk chocolate cookie. Let me put this box down. Bring it up to the camera. So this is the double chunk chocolate cookie that they have with sea salt on top. So I really love the appearance of these chocolate chip cookies. They're nice and boxy. You can never go wrong with an absolute classic. It looks delicious. You can see like little tiny sprinkles of sea salt along the top. It's nice and crisp, but also like you can feel along the bottom that it's not dry. Like it's not dry like a rock, which is, you know, it's a good sign. So I think without further ado, I think the rule is we're going to do 3 bites, give our reactions, and then that's just going to be half the cookie we eat for each one. Bottoms up. Oh, wow. Damn. Holy shit. I'm going to go into cardiac arrest. Holy shit. That was just the first bite. This is going to be rough. For context, I ate a jalapeno breakfast bagel before the stream, like 30 minutes before the stream. So this is a thick cookie. It's delicious. Presentation, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Taste, let me take another bite. It's good. It's just like a lot. I'm glad I have the milk here with me. Wow. Wow. Taste, I'm gonna have to give taste a 5. That's fuego. It's just a delicious classic cookie. It has this way of like kind of expanding in your mouth like a sponge, which is why I was coughing in the first one. This is a solid cookie though. Let me get one last bite and I'm gonna drink some milk. Wow. W Crumbl cookie. All right. I'm going to give the wow factor, I'm going to give it a 3. So I'm thinking for the chocolate chip cookie, we're going to give it 4 big booms, not 5. I think there might be a 5 in here somewhere. That's not a 5, but that's a solid cookie. Feel free to do it with me. That gets 4 big booms. Boom, 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 boom. You can do smaller bites, legend. You may perish otherwise. Now, I got this. I'm doing full send. We're going to eat half of each cookie. We got to give each one their time to shine. I'm going to drink some of this milk from the Murphy cup. All right. Wow. My mouth is already so dry. Okay, next up. This is the one I was the most excited about. Risking bro's stomach for us. Yeah. I was originally going to do 4 cookies today, and I was like, nah. I'm doing a big one. We have to get 6 cookies. King, eat something sustainable after this. I will, I promise. I'm like going out after this, gonna go to like a museum, eat something healthy and delicious. Because this is gonna shock my stomach for sure. All right. This is the chilled pumpkin pie cookie. Look at this thing. This looks incredible. I saw it on the list. I was like, oh, we're getting that. This is the cutest cookie I've ever seen. Presentation, I'm going to give it a 5 off the bat. Like, it just evokes that feeling of the holiday season, of Thanksgiving with your family. Ooh, even the smell. This is the cutest cookie I've ever seen. This might be the one that gets 5 big booms today. It feels and looks a lot like a pie, and less like a cookie, I will say. Let's give it that first bite. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's really good. It tastes just like a pumpkin pie. And you can't go wrong with the pumpkin pie. It's like a simple design, but it just evokes a classic. You know? This is really good. Let me do another bite. Taste is a 5 too. Oh my goodness. One tiny nibble. Wow. Not even gonna pretend. This is a 5 across the board. Holy shit. That gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 You've never had pumpkin pie, Katie? Oh my goodness. It just tastes like pumpkin pie, you know? No, I can explain it better. Yeah, it's like an amazing crust, chewy pumpkin mix. It's the best when it's slightly chilled, which they did chill it. On the website, it shows like Crumbl cookie parentheses chilled. So they put it in like a blast cooler, like right before you pick it up. That was delicious. Oh, you have a cinnamon allergy. Yeah, don't get this, Katie. You'll die. Oh my god, I might need to get a milk refill after this 3rd cookie. Wow. I'm a vomit. Holy shit. That was great. So, the double chunk chocolate cookie, chip cookie was a 4. That one was a 5. I fear there might be one that's rated a little lower today because we started off so strong. Let's see what's next. Ooh. You know? I think we might do a chocolatey one. Oh, God. I love chocolate, by the way. This is the molten lava cake from Crumbl Cookie. Look at this thing. The camera can barely pick up all the powdery dust on top. This is either going to be Fuego, or I'm going to need to, like, get an IV and pump some water in my veins. This one's going to be a wild card for sure. It does look kind of Fuego. Let's take a little bite. Off the bat, it's simple, but like the appearance really makes just really makes an impression on you. I'd give that a 4 or 5 TBH. Let's see if it has molten chocolate inside. Oh wow. Okay. I think you're right, Katie. There's a little chocolate ganache in the center here. Wow. How are there no misses so far? I feel like going into the birthday cake, that's my prediction too, Katie. I think some of them might be overwhelmingly sweet, which will get my lower scores. Let me do one final bite. Sheesh. Oh my goodness. Let me put that down. No, I wish I could reach through this camera and like shove the cookie through the camera so y'all could get a bite too. Wow, so taste. That's a 4. It's not as good as the one before, the pumpkin pie, but that's solid. Like my mouth is feeling dry, but like the chocolate ganache really elevates it. If it was just the regular cookie by itself without the ganache, I think it would be a 3. But it's a 4 with the ganache in the center because it like elevates it, you know? There's some layers to that chocolate. Okay. As a palate cleanser, because I think I'll vomit otherwise, we're going to watch one more Crumbl Cookie video so I can like give my stomach some time to settle. Yeah, pumpkin pie is still on top. We still have 3 to go, but we're going to watch a quick YouTube video. Let's see which one. Which one would be good? Let me pull it up here. Yeah, we definitely need a break. At least like 10 minutes. Because these cookies are kicking my ass. Crumbl Cookies has a dark secret.
Crumbl Cookies is the sweetest dessert chain in the country right now. Everyone from Olivia Rodrigo to Kylie Jenner is a huge fan of their giant cookies. And the thing that's got people talking about them now is their...
Of course, Kina Rizaki. Look, I'm pretty honest here with my reviews. I know there's some people that are like, they take a bite out of a cookie and they're like, that's so good. Crumbl, you did it again. Like, no, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm just a 24-year-old dude eating cookies. Like, there's no need to go over the top here.
Rebrand. It's a bold choice. Why would they change everything up at the height of their popularity? It's because they have no other choice. Crumbl
Fury channels, my beloved. I'm just a guy.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory, the show that's a sweet treat every week. And speaking of sweets, if you haven't come across Crumbl Cookies, oh boy, let me enlighten you.
Do you think the guy who edits these videos makes these PNGs himself? Or do you think he hires someone to make this for him? I think either option isn't great.
I'm going to preface this by giving you a bit of a lore drop about me. I'm not a big sweets person. Never was. Don't know why. But there
Don't
are
eat
certain
Crumbl
things
cookies,
that I
then.
occasionally get a hankering for. And one of those is a nice big cookie. So when I stumbled across
Oh, I'm
Crumbl,
sure.
I became a fan. They've got a weekly rotating menu of different cookies, plus a staple chocolate chip.
He
that
probably has a
amazing
concept, then it isn't
dough.
good.
And they're all the size of your face. I mean, if you have a small face. Point is, they've got good stuff. And people agree because the chain has
His 14-year-old nephew Declan edits them for him. Declan
skyrocketed
is
in
such a specific
popularity since they
name.
hit the scene. But if they're crushing it as much as they are, why would they feel the need to switch things up now? Everything from their name to their logo. Well, things aren't going as well as they'd like you to think. Between issues like labor violations and lawsuits, the minimalist rebrand is just a way to minimize damage. So stick around, because by the end of this episode,
And Declan
I'll
does
show
not like
you
him.
why the
I
sweet
wouldn't like him
company
either.
might be about to meet its bitter end. Let's take a closer look at the company itself for a second. Crumbl Cookies started out as the dream of two cousins from Utah way back in
Yes, we met him. He's the one with the family of 7, the CEO, and Sawyer is the head of marketing and making the cookies each week. And he's really good at pool.
2015. They opened up their first store
Not the Crumbl sweatshop. Oh, man. Well, hopefully they don't take it international.
in their hometown, and at first only
There'll be a
served
lot
their
of labor
standard chocolate chip
violations.
cookies. They had an eye-catching logo, a baker with a mustache, and
Let me tell you, he can say whatever he wants. This minimalist Crumbl logo on the box is 10 times better than this chef hat bullshit. This looks like a lot better. You understand it's Crumbl. It's pink. It's nice. All the previously MatPat owned theory channels have these people cutouts, and they're so silly. Not that one though. Yeah,
chef
this one is
hat
kind of
included
creepy.
A sneaky little cookie at the top. As someone who's constantly thinking about how to quickly draw people's attention with an image, I gotta say, their logo was a slam dunk. It even had some rage bait with a purposefully misspelled name. It fired on all cylinders. Then in 2018, they really hit their stride, introducing a weekly rotating menu of new flavors that kept things fresh for repeat customers. And with it, they brought some color to their brand. Their rectangular pink box is really what made this such a social media star. It wasn't your typical
Should we do another
square
one of
box.
these?
That's
Should we do
for
another Crumbl
squares.
cookie
It
taste
was
test?
fresh.
Or
It
maybe
was
from like
long.
another place?
It was pink, and it worked. Since they
These
opened
are
up
pretty
in
fun.
2018, they've expanded to 1,000 locations between the US and Canada. And it's not just people snapping pics of them, their social media game is also on point. They're one of the most followed food chains on Instagram, and they've got more likes on TikTok than Taco Bell and Starbucks combined.
True. Yeah, it does kind of look like a little makeup brand logo.
Starbucks. They misspell names and people make a million videos about it. Just goes to show you how much of a juggernaut Crumbl really is. It makes you wonder that much more why they decided to change things. The rebrand was a pretty extensive overhaul of their entire visual brand.
Give yourself
It
a
started in
week
late
break. I'm
2023,
scared
and
for
over
your
the
heart.
course of a
I'm gonna
couple
be all right. I
months, they've
promise.
done
I'm
away
gonna
with
like
two of their
chug
most
water
iconic
after
things.
this.
The logo
I
with
need
the
something
baker
healthy.
is long
I
gone,
promise.
And so is the name Crumbl Cookies. They dropped the last part because now they've expanded to things like cakes on their menu. Full on, personal size, from cheesecakes to strawberry shortcakes and everything in between.
Yeah, there was a raspberry tart that was available on the website, and I was like, I'm not getting that, buddy. It's Crumbl cookie, not Crumbl cake.
But obviously, the brand enhancement, as they call it, isn't just about removing things. They've added some stuff too. The font their new name is written in is brand new, as in they created a brand new font for their name. It's called Crumbl Sans. It's their way of showing us that this isn't a font,
I might need to steal this font for my channel.
it's a statement.
Next review, salad review, undoing the Crumbl cookies. You would mess up a cheesecake. Yo, should we rate the salads from Trader Joe's?
Their own
Eat
version
all of them in
"It's
one
not
stream."
Just a phase, Mom. It's a lifestyle. And yeah, it's a bit cringy, but honestly, it works. Somehow it looks bold and at the same time melty like the middle of their cookies. The other invention is the updated color. They partnered with Pantone, the authority for all things color, to create Crumbl Pink. It's a bit richer and more eye-catching, especially with the Crumbl Sans name being the only other thing left on their logo. Toss in some updated app icons and social media profiles, and you've got yourself a recipe for success.
Yeah, making
At
a
least
font is
that's
not
what they
cringy. PNG. That's
because
success.
things have actually been pretty crummy for Crumbl.
If I ever made like the Trev Rexy font, that's how you know I made it.
Now, even though the company has been around for about 7 years, they've really only started running into trouble in the last 2. And there's 3 ingredients that have led to their cookie, well, crumbling. Look, what did you expect from an episode about a cookie?
I like this guy. I like his moxie. He just has really creepy PNGs.
The puns hurt me more than they hurt you, but I just can't resist. The first ingredient was them breaking child labor laws in 6 states back in 2022. Yeesh. The US Department of Labor found through an investigation that 11 different stores had violated regulations involving
I'll stretch. I promise, Tina Rizaki. Let me do that right now while watching.
Penalties. Admittedly, that's probably pennies to the company, but it's the principle here. See, when you employ teenagers younger than 18, there's a laundry list of things that you have to watch out for. For example,
it's
they can't work more
true.
than 8 hours per day or more than 40 hours per week. Plus, those hours can't be before 7 a.m. or after 7 p.m. Also, they can't operate machinery that could be deemed as dangerous. And even though working at a bakery like this might seem like a dream job for a teen looking to get some experience, the giant mixers and ovens they have to pump out their cookies can absolutely cause some serious damage.
That cannot be safe.
The Department of Labor found violations for both of those cases. Now, Crumbl came out with a statement saying they were super disappointed and that this was just a small amount of stores and totally not indicative of their work culture as a whole, but employee reviews on sites like Glassdoor and Indeed and multiple scathing posts and videos on TikTok and Reddit from ex-employees beg to differ. Things like not letting employees eat on their shifts or only having a single chair for them to rest
Oh, man.
on, and long hours that went well past midnight. The penalty the company had to pay for their
This is becoming a
violations
Crumbl
seems like a
cookie
slap on the
takedown
wrist,
stream.
considering those are just the tip of the iceberg. Clearly, working there isn't as sweet as their cookies. The second ingredient in their downfall is a slew of lawsuits that they can't seem to shake. In 2023, the first of 3 ongoing ones hit them. It claims that Crumbl's been deceptive in how they market the calories of their cookies. If you're not familiar, if you look at Crumbl's menu, they list the calories of each cookie they've got for that week under their respective descriptions. It's usually between 180 to 230 calories. Seems low, right? Especially because the cookies are massive.
There's no way.
What is this dark magic that
There's no
Crumbl
way.
has stumbled upon to make all of that deliciousness only 200 calories? Nothing, turns out. Because next to that number is a tiny little asterisk that, if you scroll down, tells you that number is per serving size. And each cookie is 4 servings. So, yeah, that 180 for their chocolate chip is actually 720 for the whole thing. When people started catching on and realizing that their new favorite dessert cookie had
I'm glad we're just doing 3 bites per cookie. Otherwise, I'd have reached my caloric recommended intake after my second cookie.
more calories than a Big Mac? They were not amused.
Still
the suit
insane.
says that Crumbl intentionally hides the calories between bigger and brighter fonts to make their cookie look healthier than it is, but more than that, they claim that not showing the calories for the whole item is actually against FDA regulations.
Yes.
Now, there are two sides to this whole thing. On the one hand,
absolutely,
people were outraged and making videos trying to expose Crumbl for this. But on the other, there were people who called out the angry customers because that's how serving sizes work. Sometimes
yeah, but you can't like just put the asterisk and expect people to know. Like, you gotta show how many servings there are in a per cookie
for the entire food. I'm not coming down on either side just yet, but I am curious to know what you think. Do
That's
you agree
fucked up.
with the outraged customers or the people calling them out? Hey, while you're doing that, the subscribe button is like right there. Because look, if you're not subscribed, you might miss out on your cake if you. Segue is about a deceptive practice Crumbl has. In August of 2023, right around the time of the previous lawsuit, 2 women from California filed a class action against Crumbl for concealing service fees from customers. The reason, or so they say, is because Crumbl.
Yeah, one cookie does sound like one serving. Because like no one thinks about serving size when you're eating a cookie. You're just like, all right, I'm gonna treat myself to one whole cookie. It's not like, oh, I wonder how many servings are in this cookie. Like, bro, it's a cookie. Yeah, like serving sizes is so annoying. Like, just put how much the can is in totality. We don't need to know how many servings are in there.
doesn't want to raise their prices
That's
as more and more
ridiculous.
competition pops up. So they sneak in their service fees to raise their profits and cover operational costs. Basically, when a customer goes to order their cookies, they think the cookies still cost the same, but really the price is higher by 2.95%, the amount of the fee, which Crumbl then puts in their pocket. And speaking of pockets, the other lawsuit that Crumbl's wrapped up in accuses them of sharing what's in your pocket. This final one is the most recent, having been filed earlier this year, after Crumbl's rebrand. The person suing claims that Crumbl was letting their payment processor, a company called Stripe Incorporated, track customers' movements, clicks, and keystrokes.
GG, I'm doxxed. I use the app. I'm doxxed.
When they go onto the Cookie Giant's site. Not just that, but their IP addresses, physical location, and financial information too. That's terrifying. Imagine, you're just trying to get some late night cookies delivered, and suddenly they know your bank passwords and that you're wearing your fluffy striped PJs you only bust out on the weekends. Now, Crumbl has fought back on this one, and is attempting to get...
I just saw the logo for Insomnia cookies, and I'm missing her. I love Insomnia cookies. Same with chips. Like, what do you mean 16 servings a bag? Sorry, Trev, there goes all your info. Yeah, I'm losing everything. Like, I'm going to get a heart attack from these cookies. I'm losing my payment info. I'm doxxed. They know where Gus lives. Oh my goodness. Yo, I wish there were more baked bears. If anyone, has anyone in chat had baked bear before? It's really good. It's like a cookie ice cream sandwich place where you build your own cookie. Like, you can choose the cookie type on top, on bottom, and then the ice cream in between. It's really, really good. I'll have to show you guys a picture of it later.
Thrown out as of last month.
I feel like it's the best cookie place
these as of yet, but the fact is that they just keep finding themselves in trouble, and all for reasons that would give them an edge over their increasing competition. And even when it's not something like a lawsuit, they're being accused of stealing ideas from smaller stores. The final ingredient in their downfall came in April of this year. Crumbl announced that they would be incorporating mini versions of their cookies into their menus, which, by the way, do have a serving size of one entire cookie. Guess you can teach an old dog new tricks if you sue them enough. At first glance, the idea is funny. Lets them sell more cookies if small groups are looking to share or something like that. But the name they used, Mini Mondays, caught the eye of Cookie Co., a company out of California, who announced back in October of 2023, a full 6 months before Crumbl, that they would be doing Mini Mondays and offering smaller versions of their cookies. The owner of Cookie Co. went to social media to speak out, but what bothered her wasn't the fact that Crumbl happened to use the same name, but that Crumbl had apparently been bullying the smaller company for some time and threatening.
This may be the last ad you ever see, because with the free ad block,
it is. Get out of here.
With potential lawsuits if they didn't stop using a rotating menu or similar rectangular boxes. But what this shows is something indicative of everything else that's been going on with Crumbl. They're starting to feel the pressure of competition. From working employees around the clock to sneakily increasing their profits with shady service fees and potentially borrow.
No, should I do a video where like I go to work at Crumbl Cookie undercover for like 6 months to get the inside scoop? I think that might be worth it. That might be a series worth exploring.
Ideas from smaller
undercover spy. It's like Undercover Boss, except I'm just an employee.
Companies while also allegedly bullying them into changing their menus. Crumbl's.
You mean like a job? Guys, wouldn't it be crazy if I worked a 9 to 5? Oh, milk. Here you go. I'll milk you up. Thank you. I appreciate it. Jen's getting me a milk refill. Here, Gus. Gus is in the room too. We'll see if he comes.
Seems to be doing everything they can to keep their edge at the front of the dessert race. They're still comfortably in the lead.
They pull up this clip at the interview. Just don't clip it.
It's getting harder to maintain the
Great American Cookies. Does anyone remember Great American Cookies? It was my favorite spot in the mall in Texas.
their spot as number 1. Enter the brand enhancement. Them zhuzhing up their logo is a way to catch a second wind. It lets them sidestep past the cookie business that's getting saturated and expand with their cookie dough bites and cakes. Even the chief branding officer said that they were doing it to infuse new life and energy into the brand and keep them relevant. Relevance is the key word here, which is weird considering how massive the company has gotten. But like their serving sizes, there's an asterisk there now. Because while they've definitely expanded an incredible amount since they opened in 2017, last year, they've had to close stores for the first time in their history. And they've continued
Wow.
to quietly close locations that are underperforming even this year. Now, don't get me
Yikes.
wrong. They're still expanding and recently opened their 1,000th in Burbank, California, but they're also drastically reducing the number of stores they're aiming to open, the lowest amount since 2020. They're saying it's
I bet,
part of
because
their
at a
plan,
certain
part of the
point,
whole
like their whole brand is scarcity. Like, if you have stores everywhere, then people aren't going to feel like the cookies are exclusive. And if you're violating labor laws anyways, you might as well cut down.
rebrand. It's the equivalent of someone saying, "You can't fire me, I quit." Obviously, whether they did close them for underperforming or because it truly is part of their strategy is sort of a chicken or the egg thing. And we can't know which it is without knowing some super secret financial information on Crumbl's part. What financial information we do know, though, is that their revenue and profits are down. Like, way down. And going back to the chief branding officer's statement about keeping themselves relevant with their new color and font, their relevance does seem to have taken a hit when it comes to their wallets. In 2022, Crumbl locations reported an average revenue of $1.84 million at an average profit of about $298,000. But in 2023, those numbers dipped to $1.16 million and $123,000 respectively. I know I just threw a lot of numbers your way, but these are the numbers that matter. That's a 37% decrease in average revenue and a 59% drop in profit. I'm no accountant, but that seems rough. And
that's
Crumbl
pretty bad.
really noticed the financial hit. Since last year, they also laid off dozens of workers from their headquarters. The reason? Well, they say they streamlined a lot of their processes and realigned teams in order to implement their strategic direction. The one that
We
led
love
straight to
realigning
their
the team.
rebrand. Whether it's giving a reason as to why they're drastically slowing down their expansion or why they fired a bunch
Realigning the team just means not breaking child labor laws.
of employees, the answer always circles back to the company's brand enhancement. They're battening down the hatches while they fight to stay relevant. So there you have it. Crumbl may want you to think their rebrand is just a way of making their brand a lifestyle or a Crumbleverse, as they've unironically put it, but the real reason is because for the last few years, the company has taken hit after hit, whether it's lawsuits, increased competition, or decreased profits, and they need to do everything they can before they're kicked off of their sweet pink throne for
Really, Katie? Yeah, I feel like I don't see Great American Cookie locations in California. That's wild. Georgia is second with 40. Damn, I wonder why Texas is just like a stronghold for Great American Cookie. It's so good.
forever. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit.
Bruh.
And hey, if you like this episode,
All right. That was very interesting. I was worried it was going to be like the dark secret of Crumbl cookies. Did you know that they put poop inside the cookies? Right after I'd eat one. All right. Time to do our last 3 cookies. Did you know they put human remains inside the cookie? The human remain strawberry blood ganache is to die for. All right. 3 more left. Idaho didn't have any cookie shops. We did have a Crumbl that opened up 6 years back because, you know, Utah, Idaho neighbors. Have any of you had Crumbl cookie before? Because this is my first time, like, really getting a box and trying it in depth. There are more locations in Katy alone than there are in California. Yeah. I live pretty close to Katy in Texas. That's crazy. Okay, we got fresh milk in our Murphy mug. I think it's time to knock out these last 3 flavors. We're going to eat the confetti cake cookie first. We have 2 birthday cake themed flavors. Oh yeah, I know it's you, Jess. I remember you coming in for the Severance stream when we were doing that numbers game. So I remember it's you. Do you prefer I call you Kina Rizaki or Jasmine? Let's see. All right, this is the confetti cake cookie. I'm going to say it's something controversial. I'm not a fan of these kinds of cookies. Like, even the ones in the grocery store, like, I don't like the ones with the basic frosting and this style confetti flakes on top. So, you know, but we'll give it a shot. It's in the box, so we might as well eat it. I might just take 2 bites of this one just because I'm not crazy about it. Appearance, I'm gonna give it a 3. You know, it's just a swirl, some confetti on top. Let's give it a little bite though. Mm. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, for sure. That's a 2 or 3. I'll get one more bite. Yeah. It's not for me. It's not bad. It just makes my mouth very dry. The confetti flakes are good on top. They're delicious. It just leaves my mouth dry and wanting more. I think if this little base of the cookie was a little more crumbly, per its namesake, I think it would be perfect. Oh, that is cute though for presentation. I did not see these little flecks along the bottom of color. That is very cute. Okay, I'm a up presentation to a 4. Taste is a 3. Wow factor is, I guess, a 3, I'd say. I honestly would give this 3 booms. Put it back. All right. That gets 3 big booms. Give it with me. Boom. 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 Milk check. Trev, I got an Adam Devine ad while watching you. What are the odds? That is crazy. Were you there when someone told me that I look like Adam Devine? That was crazy. I'll need to pull up a picture. Let me just pull it up now. I was working at my escape room job, and someone on the way out, I was working at the front desk, and someone was like, dude, has anyone ever told you you give me like Adam Devine vibes? This guy here. Do y'all see it? This lovely fella from Pitch Perfect. He's cool. I think it's a compliment. I think his character's name was Bumper. I was like, I'll take it, you know? I will take it. Okay. Next up is the chocolate peanut butter Oreo cookie. This is the whole reason I'm doing the stream this week, by the way. I looked at the flavor lineup and I was like, oh, so we're doing it this week because of this bad boy right here. There's chocolate, there's peanut butter, there's Oreo. What more could you ask for? This might be 5. Then we got to end with the boring birthday cake one. Sheesh. I just got a little taste of the peanut butter swirl. This is crazy. Okay. This is the chocolate peanut butter swirl cookie. So we got that peanut butter stripe along the center, dusted with some chocolate on top. And then we got the little baby mini Oreo in the center, which feels a little hard. So I think that'll be a nice little crunch in the center. This looks incredible. Presentation, I'm excited for this one. I'd say a 4 though. I feel like it could use maybe like a few more peanut butter swirls, maybe like another one of these mini Oreos. Like maybe even a 3 or 4. Honestly, a 3. I gotta be honest here. I was saying a 4 because I'm excited about the flavor. I think more swirls that are with the cleaner path would bring it up. But I think the taste and wow factor is going to bring it up. Hopefully. I hope so. Bottoms up. Oh. That's actually kind of disappointing. Oh, God. It's dry. It's mid. How did you ruin such an incredible flavor combination? How did they ruin it? It has chocolate and peanut butter and an Oreo. How did they ruin it? It's just so dry. I feel like if they had the texture of the chocolate molten lava cookie with that chocolate ganache in the center, that would elevate this flavor profile. But it's just not working for me, my friends. Maybe if you put it in milk, it'll be better. I'll dip it in milk. But if you have to dip a cookie in milk, like, does that mean it's a good... Does that make it a good cookie? Or is it just a good cookie because it's in milk? Nope. Dipping it in milk did not help. I'm so sorry, my friends. Taste, that's a 2 or 3. And then wow factor, that's a 2. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give that 2.5 booms. Which kind of breaks my heart to say it, because I was very excited for that one. That gets 2.5 booms. Do it with me. Boom. 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 Sheesh. That broke my heart. Cocoa powder is such a drying agent. I think that's why he won so big with the ganache and the molten lava to offset it. Okay, food scientist, Katie. Damn. Well, I wish I switched up the order. I should have ended with pumpkin pie. Damn, that was disappointing. Let me chug some of this water from the Murph mug. This. Wow. Okay, we're going to end with... This is the secret cookie item that we got from the location we went to. Let me see what the technical name of it was again. Was it this one? Yeah, so it's the birthday cake cookie. Last one. Just had to look up the name. Yeah, we should wrap it up with one last bite of pumpkin pie. Just to remember the good old days, you know? This is the secret cookie. Each location has a secret cookie that they do each week that the other locations don't have. This is the secret cookie, the birthday cake cookie. We saved it for last, so let's see how it is. I'd say like presentation is a 3. It's nothing special. Like, I'll give it a 4 maybe, because that is way better than the Reese's peanut butter one. Let's take a little bite. I don't have high hopes for this one. I might just give it 1 bite, honestly, because I'm starting to feel a little sussed out by all the cookie in my system. Let's see. Yep, that's not for me. That's not for me. Oh my god, that sweetness. That's going to make me sick if I eat another bite. That's a 2 or 3. And wow factor, that's a 3. That's 2 booms, unfortunately. The secret menu item was 2 booms, which is unfortunate. Do it with me, folks. Boom, boom. Damn. Well, turns out pumpkin pie is goated with the sauce. The classic one is incredible. Then the molten lava cake is great. We just ended with 3 mid cookies. Come on, Crumbl, get your game up. How did you mess up the chocolate peanut butter one, man? I'm gonna have to talk to Mr. McGowan, the CEO. That's right, I remembered his name. But thanks so much for joining, you guys. I'm gonna take a little tiny bite of the pumpkin pie cookie just so I can have some to give to Jen. But we deserve to eat at least a little bit. Just because this was the best cookie by far. Like, you can tell even on camera before it's in focus. This is incredible. Wow. That was great. Well, that was the Crumbl cookie review segment of the stream. I hope you guys had a great time watching. We are going to run up like 30-something minutes of Roblox karaoke battles, if anyone wants to join. But I hope you had a good time watching this food review segment. I want to do a lot more like this. It's fun just kind of chatting, eating food, watching YouTube videos about the background of like a restaurant or brand. So if you guys have any ideas for food places you want me to review in the future, let me know. I had a good time eating some cookies with y'all. Definitely going to need to drink some water and milk to recover.